Well, note to self, don't ever launch games while you're trying to do videos, apparently. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Buy or Die Show. Sorry for the momentary freak out there. I'm trying to figure out exactly where the game went. It is somewhere on my monitors, but I cannot find it. But if you're new, sure to follow. We're on Twitch and all socials at Minneapolis, Minnesota. And all technical difficulties aside and all goofy moments aside where I try to load a game, you know, passively in the background while we try to load out of a video, out of a BRB clip, we're a pretty good time. We are here, like I said, full-time Monday through Thursday. We are a full-time Twitch affiliate stream that just launched our Patreon page. If you want to be absolutely awesome and support us financially, the best way you can do that is obviously just being here, subscribing, donating, gifting games, and all that fun stuff. But we just launched a Patreon page where you can get even more perks and privileges just for being here and being the amazing human being that you are while being entertained and earning some fun fucking perks and stuff like that. That being said, I'm going to try to find out what happened to the game here. It's moved everything around in my screen right now, so give me 1 second here to figure this out. Why does it think I have such a small dimension? Why does it think I have such a small dimension? Give me 1 second here. Is that it? 1440 by 1080? No. Wait, is 1440 by 1080p? Oh my god. This is rough. This is annoying. It keeps on like throwing everything on my right monitor away and just like making it all super small and like off to the side so I can't see anything correctly at all. It's being bitchy like my ex. That's funny. Normal 4:3 widescreen. Let's do 16:9. There we go. I figured it out. Wow, it's actually right now. Holy god, that only took forever. Sorry about that, guys. Advanced. Yeah, I just forgot 1920 by 1080. Wow, zombie. Thanks for leaving us. God. Everybody say wow, zombie. Let's try borderless window. Okay, awesome. Alright, so again, this is kind of like a comedy game. This is, it's gonna be kind of funny more than anything. Full captions, please. I like captions. I don't know about you guys. I love subtitles and all that fun stuff. Oh, he's sorry, apparently. Wow, wow, wow. Alright, so again, this is kind of a funny. Nice. Well, you just missed the Warzone voting. But we're starting Stanley Parable. Oh god. Well, I'm hearing great things from it tonight, so this is my first ever play of the game. I know about it. I know a little bit about it. I think I saw it spoiled once, but I've totally forgotten it at this point. This is our first play of the Stanley Parable, so again, make sure you guys have got snacks, make sure you guys are ready to go with it, and we'll have some laughs. We'll be able to enjoy it completely here together. I hope that I did everything right. I hope that I did everything right. This is such a like simple game. It's not going to be that hard to do anything, but I know it's like a goofy like puzzle game. Grim, are you here? I like the Inception monitor too. Grim, are you here? Are you good to go? I know you're going to like this one. This one's kind of funny. This is a really funny game that I'm really excited to see some of. I feel like Grim would really like this, so I kind of want her to see it. Okay. Well, everybody get comfy. Let's have a blasty blast. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is loading. Okay, okay. Is this game pretty easy for YouTube? Is this a pretty YouTube-friendly game? because besides it completely trashing my screen for a little bit there and everything that I had on my right monitor, I feel like it could be pretty good YouTube content, possibly. I don't know, like, can't wait for the bucket. Oh god, I don't know what the bucket is, but it sounds awesome. Hopefully I don't kick it. Also, I'd love to do the voice acting kind of like this narrator at some point. I know about the narrator. Oh god, the baby. See, this sounds bad. Now I'm worried. I'm probably going to make some bad decisions. How much you want to bet? Okay. I know a little bit about it, Sharkov, but I'm in the dark completely otherwise.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Meeting room? Wait, where's 420? Where's 420? Where's 420? Come on, I wanted to see 420. 420! There's 420. Okay, we're done. Had to. The mouse sensitivity on this game is insane.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right. And then dab.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
All right.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You said broom closet, so I wanted to check it out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
God.
So the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
Of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay. 2845. Where's the... I don't see the pin. Oh, right here.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh my. Okay. Well, this isn't ominous at all. Loading, 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 loading. Okay. Now go find 69 and dude, bro.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
We're in the bowels of the building, I guess.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, we'll see where it goes, I guess.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's very interesting.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Sounds about accurate. Yeah, I was clicking on stuff and I was like, huh?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I mean...
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I'm gonna give you guys just a little bit more volume here, because it looks like it's just barely reaching the reds.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, Stanley is awesome. Don't know what I'm doing, though. Don't know what I'm doing, though. Get him, Stanley. Yeah. Do I just press the button? I pressed a button. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Well, everything's offline. Do I really need to do much here? What does that say? It's pressing like every button. Let me out! This place is a prison! Okay. I'm gonna go to facility power, I guess, and shut it all down. Can I have this big of a screen to, like, play off of?
At last he found the source of the room's power. He knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Did I win? Is that how it does? Is that how it goes?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Wow!
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aww. Oh, Stanley. Is that really the end? Beat the game! Yay, I beat the game! Okay. All right. Oh. So we're just at the beginning again? So you're just kind of like unraveling mystery and stuff now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I turned off the computer. I want to turn it back on.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Have I done 20 yet? I think I'm getting close. I have to be, I've lost count. I was too intent on just clicking it obsessively, just for no reason at all. Oh! Go to a different 20.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
This guy is a dick. What a great narrator, though. What a great voice actor.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where's 417? Must find 417! There is no door 417, is there? There it is. 50 clicks?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I was already on 437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
10? You said 417, right? Wait, which one did he say? Which one did he say? 415, 415, 415. Ha! 10, right?
Now, back to door number 437.
He said 10. I want to give 10, but I've lost count now because I'm so focused on...
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Okay.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 43. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I mean... Okay. Wait, I saw something that... Already bewildered. Does wait 5 years? I hate Mondays. I don't, because it means I get to hang out with you guys. Wouldn't it be funny if that was a separate achievement in and of itself for the 5 years if you changed the date?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he didn't. He went on the door on the right because I'm a rebel now.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Hey, come on!
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I'll stay for one more. Just out of curiosity. Well, I think that's it.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
The amazing
room. Took the first
room.
open door on his left to get back to business.
Well, now I don't want to do what he says.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Yeah. So? I'm a Sagittarius, what do you expect? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Oh, this isn't ominous or creepy.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Hi.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I don't wanna! You can't make a me! I'm gonna press 9. Take that. 427. Take that. 3. How about 6? No. I'm being a rebel now. I'm mean now. I'm gonna hit every other button on my keyboard. I'm hitting every other button on my keyboard now. Now I'm just mad. Now I'm grumpy. Now I'm just gonna sit here. I don't want to die. Why do I have to die? Answer me. Whoa, mannequin. Ooh, I haven't played with the sink yet. Do we not have working water? Come on. Fine, I'll press 0.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Rude. I'm pressing other buttons now. I'm hitting every other button other than 0. Alright, we're hitting 0 again.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I hit 0 again. Bye, Ta! How are you doing? How's your week? How was your weekend? I guess I'll press 3 again.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Ooh, let's watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Sorry you're exhausted from work, but welcome back. Glad you had a good week.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Misled! How you doing? Welcome back. Now I don't want to press the button. Not too bad. Playing Stanley Parable for the first time and utterly confused, but he said, don't do it. I'm not going to do it. He told me not to do it. It's been pretty cool so far. I've heard about this game plenty of times, but I never got around to it. Not too bad, Misled. First day back after dog sitting for a week. We're playing Stanley Parable for the first time. We also played a game called Midnight Ghost Hunt, which reminds me, Misled. Go to Epic Games and get a game called Midnight Ghost Hunt. It's free right now. It's kind of like Prop Hunt. But it's Ghosts versus Hunters is really good. Doggo sitting was fine. It was okay. The doggos need a little bit of training, but I was able to train them a little bit. They got better towards the end whenever they got used to me. All right, fine. I'm pressing 8.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You have a mirror? 2 Pomeranians is my family's stuff. How you doing, dang it? It's my family's doggos. Yep. Cruelty Squad, thank you for the follow. I hope you're having an absolutely excellent day. Yeah, they're pom-poms. I think I put a picture up in the Discord. Fine, I'll press 4!
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe!
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
I guess it just ends like that. Interesting. We're back at the tippy top! Just don't leave? So I should stay? Narrator man is mean! Yeah, it was a good time. Good time hanging out with the doggos. Just relaxing. It was kind of vacation for me, so I didn't do it too much.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Is it another reset? Hell yeah, what are you playing tonight, Misled? But yeah, grab Midnight Ghost Hunt. You would really like it. It'd be a really fun party game to play with people, collab with as well, and it's free on Epic right now. Really fun, easy game. It's really, really fun. 4 people play as ghosts who hide as props in the environment. 4 people play as hunters. Whoop, that was an accident.
But Stanley simply
That was
couldn't
an accident.
handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
Talking about
I will
Fortnite?
be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
What day are you
The
thinking?
one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
I didn't mean to close the
Someday,
door.
they
Let me
would
out.
arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will
Let
end.
me out.
He will
Let
be
me
spoken to.
out.
He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Really just depends on what I'm doing that day. Probably Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday's Wicked Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I could probably go for Thursday. Alright, I wanted to really figure out why there was paper all over the floor, but... Alright. Let's do 1 or 2 more endings and then go from there.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay. Thank you again for the follow, Cruelty Squad. Hopefully you're having an absolutely excellent day. Happy Monday. Thank you for popping in. I assume you popped in for Stanley Parable. Appreciate the follow. Hopefully you're
Yet
doing
there
well.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Room closet for Bree.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
What are you planning on doing tonight for your stream, Misled? Did the update for 7 days ever happen yet? And also, I had been meaning to ask you about how your CDL was coming along, dang it. Ah. Well, you never know till you try. Look at all this duct tape. Look at that wrench. That's a cool broom. I like these things. This is a nice, comfy space where a narrator isn't being a poopy pants. Yeah, they said that they were gonna be updating. I was talking to Dang It. Dang It was getting a CDL. I'd been meaning to ask him about it for a while.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
In this
All
economy?
because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
Sounds good, Miss Led. See you soon.
The mattress on his back.
Thank you for the lurk.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the fuck?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the hell? This is some bullshit. This is bullshit. So what is that, like 4 endings I got so far? Jesus, what the hell? This is interesting. Is there any other like endings and stuff like that, or does it just keep going on being on goofy stuff like this? Ay, ay, ay. There's only like 100 more different endings. It is comically morbid, and that's what I love about it. Let's go for maybe like 20, 30 more minutes of this, and then we'll pull up and see what's going on. But, oh my god, just so confuzzled in like so many different ways. But yeah, it's the Vi or Die Show, guys. If you guys haven't already, make sure to check us out on Twitch and all socials at Vi Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're on YouTube at VOD TV. Also, this is probably going to end up on YouTube just for the hell of it. It's a fun little single player thing. I've never played it before. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. We normally do multiplayer games like today, or on days like today on Mondays, but we didn't have anybody around. Zombie, who's been wanting to play multiplayer stuff all day, and he just got back a little bit ago. But we're checking out a game called Stanley Parable. If you have not already, please be sure to check us out on Twitch and all socials at Vi Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are also on Patreon. We just launched our Patreon tiers today. If you want to support our content and what we do here today, please make sure to check us out there as well. But otherwise, check us out here Monday through Thursday, starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for about 7 to 12 hours every single night. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we're going to do probably like 20, 30 more minutes of Stanley Parable, and then get back to the multiplayer stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here. BRFing-B! Well, here's this. 3, 2, hopefully it's not haunted. It's haunted! I'm so sorry. Get me up. What? Don't tell anybody. Don't get me with the detail. Just perplexing. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. This is funny. I'm looping this bitch. That's loaded, and I don't want to respond at this exact moment in time. Oh no. Get it, yeah! This exit's ready to go. Fuck yeah! Get out! Get out!
It absolutely works.
Run, Sebastian! Run into the light! Not that light, Jesus.
You know what I did. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. This is the Vi or Die Show, a fantastic variety stream all about music, performances, and production, video editing and production, variety gaming, voice acting, the best of the best vibes while you grow in your mental health journey. and just a fantastic time. If you like voice acting, music performances and production, video editing and production, and all of the things I just mentioned and probably don't need to repeat, then please shoot a follow. We'd love to get to know you. We're on Twitch and all socials under one convenient username, including our new Patreon, which just launched. We're on YouTube at VODTV or VireDieTV, however you want to spell it out. On Mondays, we normally do a show called Multiplayer Madhouse Monday, where we invite our fantastic community members to play some multiplayer games with us. We'll probably get to more multiplayer stuff here in just a bit. We tried a new game called Midnight Ghost Hunt earlier on, and it was great, but now we're doing our first play of the Stanley Parable. We're going to continue on, probably get 1 or 2 more playthroughs in the Stanley Parable, and then roll on to whatever sounds good to you guys in the poll. So let me know. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying yourselves and had a great weekend. Let's get back to it for just a little bit longer. Honestly, love it. I can't believe there's that many endings, but there's also, you know, that many different ways you can take, you know, your story, and like so many different ways that you can go with it. Once again, thank you for the follow, Cruelty. I'll probably just call you Cruel. Hopefully you have had an amazing day so far. Happy Monday. Let's get back to it. All right, which way can I take this story without going insane and dying on the sidewalk?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Well, now I'm just going to pop a squat. Just kidding. Well, now I'm not going to leave this room. Now I want to go back to the broom closet, to be honest. What are you up to tonight, dang it? Are you doing anything? Are you playing anything in particular? I did want to get to Dead by Daylight at some point. I did want to get to either Warzone or Blood Hunt at some point. Wow! Fluorescent lights. I'm in the back rooms, apparently. Alright, nothing at all. Cool. I'm just gonna go. Or am I? Or am I? Yeah. Wow! Wow! What's the 411 on this 311?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. I love it. A lot of percent. Teenagers. Size of demographic. Spare or space between the teenagers. We need reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenager demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Pignet? Some sort of child trap? Work harder, hard worker. Throw something in the ideas bin. 1. No more bins. Trash cans. 2. Renaming the ideas bin. 3. Fixing of me. Ideas bin. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits. Wait, profits. Raps about things and money. We have our new product. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, success, transcend, plant life, spring break, hope, clear skin, metamorphosis, comatose, less air, pollution, a boat, football, charts, mitosis. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Wow. Let me into my favorite room. Let me into Bree's favorite room. It's not working.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Extreme Bathrooms. Time Magazine. Why do you have a glass near a toilet? That's just an awful idea. Oh, wow. Business strategy. I guess we're shooting pandas. Stanley. I can still hear the narrator. Getting bored now, I think he said. I went nowhere. Let me out! That's what I was looking for. Stanley. There's nowhere to go. Anything at all, please and thank you. Nope. 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 Noopy noopy. Ooh, piano.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Stanley simply began entering 2845. But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Come on! Recognize my boob. I thought boob was good. Boob is very good. I recognize Boob any damn time, but apparently the narrator doesn't. I'm a snotty narrator, and I'm leading people down bad paths. I am lost. Trying to mess with anything just to... Booba! Boob! Loading. 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 Whoever this Loa person is. Sound like they have a great time. Sorry, I got distracted. Notifications. Dead by Daylight Reddit. Gotta look away. Anyways. Ah! Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, he didn't. Okay, I guess he did.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
You shouldn't have to play Warzone.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I knew I saw this freaking walkway down here. I was like, there's something to it. Sounds good. See you in a second, Hutch.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Interesting. It was me. Oh, fun! They got the credits here. Kevin Brighting, is that actually him? And the impeccable Kevin Brighting. Hell yeah. Selections of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and synthesized tone. Oh my. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. There are clips. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Interesting. I'm just gonna teabag the entire way until someone says something about it. There's so much to look at. It's like the games museum. From Alex Opificious, subject, I need life advice. Will playing the Stanley Parable help me make friends? I don't have any friends. Saul I. Terry was his name. Please, I would like you to keep this proposal as top secret and delete it if you are not interested, and get back to me if you are interested in details. Oh my god. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Oh my god. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of the people who like shooters, which was not our intention. That's funny. An early version of the maintenance room. Fun! We got to a museum. We got to the museum. That's fun. The apartment timer. In the previous version of the choice, Leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. That's what I was trying to do! I didn't want that ending. I didn't want to answer the phone the first time. One option, two options. To confusion ending. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right since players will play them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Some more mock-up. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. A player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color of the lever they had pulled. I want the red one, it's my favorite! Zending. The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Huh. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. There's no audio. Interesting. Ooh, I'm blinded by that light. Game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. That would have been a fun ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
It's another ending. Or is it? Are we back in the room now? Are we dead? Is it all blackness? Seems to be all blackness. You can go to the pause menu. Oh my god, this game. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. I hit jump to see if it worked. Ah. Hydrating, thank you. We'll try for one more ending here real quick. There's one that I wanted to check out and see if it's an actual ending or not. Alright, I guess we're restarting. This is ridiculous. There's so many different ways that it can go. Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I didn't take this ending yet.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. Stanley was a Sagittarius and didn't like...
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Well, now I want to go to the left. Thanks a lot.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh my god. Well, that was our first little bit of the Stanley parable. This isn't the end of the ending. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I don't believe you. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Buy or Die Show. We got to check out the Stanley parable. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys want to support this community and be absolutely awesome and join us and have a blasty blast getting to know us, shoot a follow. We're on Twitch and all socials at Buy Minneapolis, Minnesota. We just launched our Patreon, which in fact, everybody, thank you so much to our absolutely awesome Patreons, aka Shower Cobb at 2814 right now. And thank you guys so much for being part of this. Thank you guys so much for being absolutely awesome here and hanging out with us and enjoying this absolutely excellent game for the first play. Yeah, let's figure out what we feel like going from here. This has been the Stanley Parable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We do this normally Monday through Thursday starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for about 7 to 12 hours every single night. Join us. Like I said, we're on Twitch. We just launched our Patreon. Support! Help us out! Do the thing! Do the thing! Do the thing! Buy stuff! Buy stuff! Buy stuff! Buy stuff! Just kidding. I'm not the narrator. But if I were, I would say something like, make sure you hydrate. Drink water. Do something grand with your life. Don't be like Stanley, who just has a hard time being fucking Stanley some days. We'll hopefully see you guys shortly. Ay, Stanley guy.